more and more consumers are adopting e-commerce as their primary channel for shopping, whether it is groceries, electronics, apparel, fashion, you name it, right? As the share of e-commerce grows in the whole retail industry, it is imperative for retailers to address some of the chronic problems that they have faced from the day e-commerce started. Conversion rates, which are in the low single digits, cart abandonment rate averaging in the 70+%, and obviously shipping costs, which are a necessary evil in the whole e-commerce industry, right? We will parse through these issues in a series of conversations with John Nardine, a senior retail executive and ex-CIO at Kohl and Hudson's Bay Company, and Akhilesh Srivastava, a CEO and founder at Phoenix Commerce, and learn about how Phoenix is enabling retailers to improve both top line and costs by leveraging shipping and shipping information as a key lever. So now coming to the last point and the last segment of our conversation is the area of customer experience and resultant costs in customer service from the whole WISMO, where is my order query, right? And we all know that it can be a bugbear for the back end. I have encountered this problem personally, where automated status notifications that I get are not current, and I have invariably had to either email or call the customer service to check. Now, obviously, this adds cost for the retailer to service my inquiry, right? And the impact on my experience is obviously not very good, right? It's negatively impacted. John, what's been your experience on this where status order of my order kind of a question? And how do companies try to address or be proactive in informing customers about their status?
Well, so there's a recurring theme here, just like the shopping experience we talked about, and that is the ideal solution is to provide the consumer with all of the information they need so they don't have to call. For orders being processed, that includes order status information, notification of fulfillment events, and future delivery projections. Obviously, a retailer needs to provide all this information in an automated fashion, so they need systems and integration to make all this happen. Current retailer performance is a mixed bag. You know, a lot of times what you experience as a consumer is when you place an order, you get a confirmation email from the retailer, and it has a link to the shipping company for each shipment, and you have to click on that link. And usually the link doesn't pass the order number, so you have to copy and paste it in, or the tracking number, I should say. You copy and paste the tracking number in, and then you get the information. Phoenix takes that to another level by providing all of the integration to the major shippers in North America. So it pulls the information in and then has event-driven triggers that send information to the customer. So they don't have to click through to different systems to get the information that they want. Phoenix also pulls together all the information about an order, whereas if you have multiple shipments, the shipping companies tend to treat those separately. So it's harder to get the full picture and takes more time from a consumer standpoint. And that's even if they use the emails and the websites. Some customers may just decide, the heck with all this, I'm going to call to find out what's going on because I don't like the hassle. Okay, so the Phoenix capability is really the wonderful tool for the consumer, and it reflects itself in savings on the back end for the retailer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Totally agree with John on that point, right? Which is having the same experience continue throughout, because while the engine is making the promises up front, things can and do change post-purchase. So having the same engine running behind the scene keeping track of every single event and keeping customers notified. That's the benefit we have seen. Some of our customers have seen over 75% drop off in those customer contacts.
That's significant benefit. 75% drop off in customer service inquiries coming in. That's a huge drop, right? How do you provide? Obviously, John referred to the integration you have with the carriers. Is there anything more there which you are doing to provide these more accurate, timely shipment updates and delivery notifications?
So one thing which again goes back to, we look at even pre-purchase when we're making a promise, we have broken down every single event which happens after the customer places the order. Only thing is, when customer has not placed the order, we are forecasting that this is how long it's going to take for them to fulfill the order. This is when the customer carrier will pick up, and so on and so forth. Once the order is placed, then we are starting to measure the actual performance against each of those events. And if there is an event, if there is a kind of delay at any of those events, then we actually have the ability through the platform to do a couple of things. For example, if there is a delay in the retailer filling the order, we can actually generate an exception report where we can also give them option that, hey, you have an opportunity to upgrade the shipping method and still meet the delivery promise which was shown to the customer. That's number one. Some may want to do that, some may not. Other is obviously notifying the customers based on what is happening in the life cycle of the order, right? Which is, your order has been split into 4 different shipments. Now it's going to be arriving by these different days, and so on and so forth. So it's really having the complete 360-degree view from what they saw before they placed the order, how actually order was allocated or distributed in the backend supply chain, and how it is executing through the final delivery stages, right? So that gives us, so we are always keeping track of each of the events, and then we have built the integration, as John mentioned, for all the major North American carriers. They are pre-integrated on the platform, and then we also have our own email server and SMS notification servers where we ourselves push out those notifications with retailers want us to just send it out without them kind of putting more pressure on their own internal resources, let it be either systems or people who need to build this capability. But at the same time, if they want, we can expose these triggers so they can continue using their own email or SMS servers to send out these notifications themselves. So they have a couple of options available to them to take advantage of the solution.
And I would imagine that your AI component of your engine learns and understands what you projected in the upfront and how the actual shipping events are panning out. It learns through that and improves the projections that you gave in the beginning. Right?
Absolutely right. Absolutely. So it's kind of a closed loop system in that sense, where whatever we are projecting, we are keeping track of it, and then it again feeds back into the same algorithms.
Right.
Yeah.
So John, as we've seen, we've covered and unpacked a number of critical challenges in the e-commerce space. What would be your guidance, advice to retailers to take value from leveraging the Phoenix platform?
Well, the first is to be open to trying a new shopping experience as it relates to shipping, and be open to experimenting as well. Find out which of the new capabilities are the most compelling for your customer and for you. Try both sets of levers, the levers that you can use to drive shipping revenue, and the other levers you can use to drive promotions to drive sales. I would advise any retailer to measure the benefits, both on the top line, the bottom line, and also importantly in customer satisfaction, because I think there's significant improvements to be had there. And be aggressive. There's a lot of potential benefits here. There's also a lot of learning to do to really fully leverage it. And so the sooner a retailer gets started, the better for that retailer and for its customers.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Akhilesh. This has been incredibly insightful to me. The revelations in transforming the retail e-commerce space. by leveraging shipping and shipping information to improve top and bottom line. This is incredible. It does sound simple, and in fact, it is. It is not very complicated. The way I've seen it, the way I've experienced Phoenix solution, it is integrates seamlessly with client platforms, and one can quickly realize value, demonstrable through a test, which takes a mere few weeks, and then one can roll out over a depending on the scale that one needs to operate at. But thank you again for your time for this discussion. This is very insightful. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed it.